Attention, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who have entered to see the 4 Manliest Brony chefs, please welcome the one to start the show, Chef Joe! Has anyone seen what happened last night? It's pretty messy back there.
I blame you.
I blame me.
Because of the way that you said it. It made it sound like, it was something manly that happened to it. And you're supposed to be the manliest chef.
I'm not the only one. In fact, I think there's another one in the back. Hey, Chef Carol, get up here!
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's great to be here in Columbus, Ohio. To tell you the truth, this is actually the first time I actually not only been to Columbus, Ohio, but this is actually my first convention ever. So this is yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I just want to say one quick thing. I'm actually not going to be here for the entire thing. I'm actually going to leave part way. So just wanted to do like a quick Q&A. If you have like too long of a question, then sorry, I can't really answer it too elaborately. So just want to say that.
Yeah, so for the first 20 minutes, it's going to be the Chef Carol panel.
Okay then, so before I begin, let me just kind of tell you a little bit about myself. First off, my name is actually Kyle Hedlund from Chicago, Illinois. All right, we actually got some Chicagoans in the audience, yes. Home support. But anyways, I'm actually kind of like a freelance chef, so I kind of go around just kind of like work with multiple companies in terms of like Shift Gig and like iPact. And I'm also starting another one pretty soon. But other than that, I'm just kind of like jumping all around the Chicago area doing like random events. But yeah, besides that, I actually not only cook, but I also write. I have a website known as the Brony Chef Project. Is anyone else familiar with that? All right, we got some people in there. So what the Brony Chef Project is that it's a website where I basically create dishes based off the characters of My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. And it's kind of like a neat little experiment about what the characters are about and like how it's translated to food. Actually, have you ever done anything like that, Chef Joe, by any chance?
Yeah, a few things here and there.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you want to give us like an example of it?
Well, probably the only thing I could think of on top of my head that was pony related was I did a freelance event for it was a senior all-night party for a high school that I did in the Metro Detroit area where I'm from. And hey, anyone from Michigan? No love here, I guess. Oh well.
2-1.
Yeah. Well, their mascot was a horse, and I decided I'll do like a little chocolate sculpture out of it. I made it out of Monliest chocolate and Rice Krispie treats, and I decided to give it a little more flair and pretty much give it a fire mane. So some people were like, "Hey, Rabbit Dash," and then another person was like, "Twilight Sparkle." I was like, "Twilight who?" And this was before I was a brony, so I was like, "Oh, what's that?"
Oh, so that's how you like discover pony. Someone just says like Rainbow Dash or Twilight, and then you're kind of like, I wonder who they are. Probably just like the dark. But anyways, thank you for sharing that. But besides that, I also have a YouTube channel known as Le Brony Gourmet, which is like, I want to say, one of the first ever brony cooking shows. I don't know if like the other brony chef has ever done that. I think he did done it before me, but this is like the more, what do I want to say? The more sophisticated? A little bit? Or no?
You're so lucky he's not on Skype right now.
Oh God. Yeah, but but seriously, he is a really great friend of ours. As soon as we get like the Skype up and ready, he's gonna join us a little bit. But besides that, you know, I do a lot of neat cooking stuff and everything. And if you have any like culinary questions, pony questions, or maybe even both, we're actually open to suggestions.
Just for Chef Carvo right now.
Yeah. Just for me right now. I know it sounds like I'm excluding him, but just.
I got 2 hours, all right? So.
Yeah, he'll be my moderator or something. But anyone got any questions? Don't be shy. You know, I'm happy to answer any type of question. Oh, yeah, okay. How about you?
Do you do cakes as well?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Cakes as well, or do you?
Cakes as well? Like, have I ever done a recipe based on the cakes?
No, I think he's asking if you made cakes.
Oh, make cakes. Normally, I'm not usually the one who does pastry, although I have done pastry in the past. In fact, there was actually a dish called the Luna Tart, which is a French tart with a dark chocolate and peppermint ganache with a little bit of white candies. And also, I even for a holiday party, I made a homemade buttercream with some peppermint extract in there. Yeah, it's perfect for holidays, by the way. It is completely perfect for holidays, birthdays, or anything like that. It's not.
And to get the kids to fall asleep.
Okay. Is there any other questions? I mean, feel free to ask anything. You know, I'm basically just the target. Yeah.
What's your favorite way of cooking, like grilling or using the stove? Or...
Favorite method of cooking? That's actually kind of a very good question because there's a lot of different kinds that I like. Personally, I do like the grill a little bit. It's mostly like you have a little bit more freedom in terms of like what you can grill, what you can't, because a lot of people just think, oh, you must like grill burgers and steaks and chicken all the time. When in actuality, there's actually some dishes out there that you can actually grill, like vegetables, fruit, lots of other stuff too. Grilled corn, that is pretty delicious. It's with a little bit of that char in there. It's absolutely perfect when it's like golden brown and everything. But yeah, I personally like grilling, and other than that, there is actually a little trick I do want to say. Whenever you grill, put all the hot coals on one side, and then when you're done making the marks, put them on like the other side a little bit, and use the top as like right on top of the grill with the holes open. That actually turns it into an oven. Yeah, it's kind of a neat little trick I actually learned from Alton Brown. Okay, anyone else have any interesting questions?
Any restaurants that you like that inspire you, or any favorite restaurants?
Any favorite restaurants? That's actually a pretty good question because I've been to so many. I've been to so many different kinds of restaurants, not only in Chicago, but also from like Paris and like Canada and like from Mexico. I want to say one of the most inspiring restaurants, I believe, would have to be El Bulli. It doesn't exist right anymore, but before it used to be more as like a culinary laboratory where modern gastronomy got its start. And there's actually a book called The Sorcerer's Apprentice that kind of goes a little bit more into that. So if you're into like stuff like turning strawberry into spaghetti for some reason, or avocado foam, I highly suggest you check out like El Bulli, or just kind of like some of the documentaries that have all about El Bulli and everything like that. But yeah, that's like one of my main inspirations, and I just kind of like Chicago street food mostly. You know, like Chicago-style hot dogs and like Italian beefs. Okay, any other questions? Actually, how much time do I have left? Okay, so I got like still like a 10 minutes left, but what else do I want to talk about? Oh yeah, there is actually a plan, a little bit of a pitch I wanted to share you guys, a little bit of an idea. So tell me if this is actually kind of a cool idea. How would you guys like for next year's TrotCon to have a booth that offers free samples of my culinary work? All right, so far.
What do you mean your culinary work?
Well, you know, from the Brony Chef project and stuff like that. You know, like on my website, I have like not only the Luna Tart and the Applejack skirt steak, but I also have like Apple Bloom's Ambitious Flatbread. I have like the Sweetie Belle tarts. I have like all sorts of stuff. I mean, you know, the possibilities are endless.
And you're gonna leave me and the Brony Chef out?
Well, I mean, you can join in and help if you want.
Me and him have more experience than you do.
Well, I came up with the idea first. How about that?
Are you sure about that?
I didn't see you say it.
Touche.
Oh, we actually got a question. Okay, same guy.
How do you do your presentation when doing?
My presentation, it actually takes a little bit of work. What I like to do is that, usually what I like to do is I like to kind of like stack things. That's like a very popular thing to do in modern restaurants, is just to stack things. One of the methods I heard is that you take like a piece of a PVC pipe, obviously cleaned, and make sure it's sanitized. I actually knew some people who didn't do that, and that will bring nightmares to a lot of you tonight. But other than that, what they do is that they kind of like, what they put inside the ring is that some mashed potatoes on the bottom, a little bit of chicken on top of there, and like some other garnishes and stuff, and then they lift the ring, and it looks like a kind of like a very elegant kind of like circle cylinder of deliciousness for some reason. But yeah, that's kind of like more of a bit of a 1980s trick, but you know, it still looks good today. I kind of try to do something like that, and you know, just basically kind of like make something nice. Like a recent one I did that I'm actually going to type up as soon as I get back is the Fluffle Puff Baked Nuts, which is basically donuts that are half fried, half baked. And what I did is I put it in a chili lime sugar. And what I actually did for that is that I kind of stack them. Like one of them is flat, but another one's like kind of like slanted a little bit. And then I add a little bit of a lime wedge, just kind of like place it right on there. It's just like, and when I take photos of it, it looks really good. If you ever follow me on Twitter, which is actually @BronyChefPro, you can actually see some more of my work actually, and maybe even be part of the experimentation process. But yeah, there's that. Does anyone else have like any interesting questions? Because I currently have about roughly still 10 minutes left.
I think like all three of chefs should have like samples next year, so like that way we have enough samples.
Ooh, you mean like a competition?
Competition.
Ooh.
Oh.
Is that a challenge I hear?
We
Oh.
can have darkly cute judge it, you know, and she'll choose.
Oh yeah, this will be amazing.
In fact, Brony Chef, can you hear that?
Yes, I do. Hello.
All right, we actually got Brony Chef right over here.
On my phone. You know?
Hello.
Oh, good. You're here. How you doing, buddy?
Well, you know, better than yesterday. It's a good thing. So, yeah, cool.
Okay, yeah, that's really good. Yeah, I'm glad you're okay. Again, I really wish I could have just met you, but you're basically kind of like, I guess you're technically the first Brony Chef to actually ever exist within the fandom, or at least one of the earliest. Is that correct, or?
I think it's so, but, you know, when I started the Brony Chef, I encountered other chefs in the fandom that did really actually were active. So, yeah, you can actually tell I was the first active chef in the fandom.
Oh, really? Wow. Well, yeah. Yeah. Actually, I was earlier before the panel. I was actually telling you the story of actually how I actually discovered you and how we actually kind of start interacting each other on Twitter and all that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Kind of took on your sort of Brony Chef Pro, and I was like, oh, come on, dude.
Well, look, the name Brony Chef was already taken. I didn't know what to do, man. I mean, I wanted a name that's recognizable, like an icon or something, or trademark.
Trademark?
Well, yeah, of course course. I mean, you take a look at like Bobby Flay and Tyler Florence. You know, they have a trademark. Like Bobby Flay is the Southwestern chef, and you have Tyler Florence that just does stuff. Yeah, I don't know what Tyler Florence does. Forgive me. But you also have Maury Muller who does Japan, and you know he does like all that other stuff. I'm just making a trademark for myself, man. That's all.
I'm okay with it.
Oh boy, I'm getting way too over obsessive about this. But yeah, but again, I'm really glad that at least I get a chance to listen to your voice at least for the first time and actually interacting with you. I'm actually. Can you get like video on this thing? I just wanted to.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
Yeah. Can you see me? Oh, hello! All right, I don't know if anyone else can see this. It's on a very, very tiny screen, but... Wave hello to everyone! Woo! Yeah, we could have gotten you on a bigger screen, but I don't know, some sort of weird technical thing, but... Wi-Fi, okay, yeah, it was something about the Wi-Fi, but it's actually really great to actually see you face to face for the first time, actually.
Kind of face to face.
Well, it's almost face to face. Well, I mean, I can see your face, you can see my face. That's sort of how it works, doesn't it? Face to face.
Yes, you have one.
Well, okay. But do you want to kind of like add some stuff because I actually got to get going pretty soon. I have to like catch the megabus and everything. So.
Yeah, what did you get your awesome apron?
My awesome apron. Oh, you mean like for my Brony gourmet outfit, or?
That was
Oh, you mean the chef coat? The chef coat. Oh, tell you the truth, I actually made it myself. What I actually did, I actually bought a used chef coat on eBay some time ago. And what I also purchased was something called eye dye, and it was like a special dye that you put inside your washing machine. And what you do is you take your like white clothes and put it inside the washer, and then you kind of like put it on a rinse cycle, and it actually turns pink, and then I dry it. And for like the patches, I actually bought this on eBay, as well as this one right here, this generic cupcake for some reason. And I just simply super glued it. I know, it's the lazy way out for cosplayers, but I can't sew, so that's well, okay, but yeah, that's essentially what I just do. Hold on, I just need to check the time here. Okay, I got like 5 minutes left, so is there any other questions you want to ask me, or to Joe, or to anyone else?
Yes, for you. And then because apparently I'm going to have a panel about half an hour extra with Joe. So how exactly do you approach your My Little Pony in recipes? Because, well, in my point of view, I watch every season about 10 times with a notebook, start analyzing each pony's psychology, then try to make like an easy pair for everybody to cook. Did I see a little kid at the Fluttershy over there? Yes, I do.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, little kid that looks like Fluttershy.
How do you approach it?
How do I approach the characters? This is actually kind of a neat thing, because when I first started, I mainly focused on the main six, and what I actually did, I actually picked key episodes of them. So for Applejack, for example, I picked out like the last roundup as like an episode of reference. I picked out the apple bucking season as a reference. So basically, I try to find each key character within the show first. Just kind of like see, okay, what exactly is their personality? What do they like do, and kind of like how do they like interact with each other? So I just basically take a look at the key episodes. I kind of like write down like, okay, Applejack does this, Applejack does that. She's kind of more rustic, and you know, I just kind of like idea build from there. And I kind of
That sounds exactly like the Brony cookbook.
yeah, it actually sort of does. Although mine is a little bit more like variety, like in the Brony cookbook, it's like mostly focused on the main six, right? Or am I just?
You know, we could have, well, I've kind of structured in the main six. The secret recipe basically includes everything. So I can have like a Lyra recipe, Talia recipe, DJ Country, Princess Luna, Celestia.
Oh, okay. So you,
Princess Big Mac.
Princess Big Mac.
Whatever.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I kind of do the same thing, although mine's more of like to be honest, the difference between the Manliest cookbook and the Brony Chef project is that the Brony Chef project is actually kind of more of a social experiment. What would happen if a chef was open to critique from the actual patrons about like how the food should be made? Would it be something amazing? Would it be something disastrous? Would it be like a what's the word? You know, like a whatever. Would it be something amazing or something disastrous? And I kind of like to do that. You know, that's kind of like that's why I actually do it over the internet instead of just putting it on the book. I want it to be like a social experiment. You know, just to see what would happen if everyone in the whole world was a chef and they can input like what with their ideas.
That sounds lovely.
That sounds lovely. Oh yeah, that is pretty awesome. Thank you. Let's see, I still have. Yeah. I have like 3 minutes left, so we're just gonna do a quick lightning round. If anyone has like any questions at all, just like keep it short, keep it rapid, keep it going.
Specifically for Chef Caro, because me and Brony Chef will be taking over from here.
Don't worry. These two will still be around. I just have to like bolt it for the megabus.
When you're deciding what to use in a recipe for specific characters, does color play a big role, or is it more like just the feel of the food?
Does color play a big role? Not as much. I think I kind of wanted to do more like a personality type of thing. So for the Fluffle Puff, I don't usually do the pink sugar and everything because, you know, it's just, I don't know, it just wouldn't really look good. So I just kind of like do more personality-wise. But sometimes I like to add a little bit of color. In fact, there was actually one idea where I would take salmon and hibiscus and steam the white wine in there to make the salmon purple. Yeah, I know it sounds weird, but I think it could work. Any other questions?
Favorite pony?
Favorite pony? Okay, I would have to say Princess Luna and Applejack because they were kind of like the inspiration for my 2 favorite dishes I ever made. And yeah, that's essentially it. Yes?
Have you made your food in the shape of a pony before?
I don't think I can actually do that, but you know, I kind of wanted to make it look like that they actually made it. You know, it's just kind of like, I want to transport him to Equestria. I don't want to eat Equestria. I don't want to eat it. well, I have made the Luna Tart like a cutie mark with the frosting before.
You did that.
Yeah, I did that.
Is there any character you're looking forward to creating a dish from?
That's a tough one because I have made so many dishes that I actually really like, and it's just kind of, there's so many possibilities with this thing. But I would have to say one that I'm actually a little anticipated for is maybe one of the OCs. I want to see if I can try to get OC. I actually want to see if I can try to get Vinyl Scratch into the mix. I did try that once, but I don't know, it just didn't really fit the personality too well. Actually, I ran out of time, but I just want to say thank you very much for having me here. Thank you, Brony Chef. Thank you, Chef Joe, for actually having me here. Peace.
Yep, bye-bye. Well, anyway, now that Chef Caro is, well, he's not out here physically yet, but I guess it's just me and Brony Chef. So I guess we'll just do a little introduction of me and Brony Chef. My name is Chef Joe. I'm from the Metro Detroit area of Michigan. I'm specifically a pastry chef. So for those of you that, I like the love there. Thank you. Which specifically that means I specialize in desserts and baked goods. Not necessarily. It's all sweets and everything. I also do breads and savory stuff. But just because I'm a pastry chef doesn't mean I just do those. I do savory stuff here and there. And other cooking-wise, well, I have about 5-6 years experience in the industry. From working at Walt Disney World, the Melting Pot, Detroit Yacht Club. Right now I'm the executive pastry chef for a restaurant called Tahini's, Mediterranean Bakery and Grill. And Shameful plugin right there for those of you who want to go there. It's going to be opening sometime next week, actually. So, yeah. Yeah, you can search it up on Facebook. We have a Facebook page. And other than that, for in the fandom, other than cooking, I'm also a voice actor and filmmaker. So another shameful plugin. You can search up my stuff on my YouTube channel, Chef Joe G19. Thank you. Yeah, I do filmmaking, writing, producing, and voice acting. You may have heard my voice as Soren in some of the fan work. Yeah, oh, thank you. And that's pretty much it for now for me. And I'm just gonna let Brony Chef take over from here.
Yeah, and it's my time. Oh, lovely. Well, hello guys.
Can anyone hear that right?
I'm chef at Marriott Courtyard. I'm actually the executive chef. What I do, basically, I cook, and I like to improvise. So it's kind of like a simple thing, you know, because you kind of grab like a bunch of ingredients and create like tons of stuff. That's what actually makes it more and more fun. I think that Joe and Carol would agree with me. Apparently, Carol just laid from the dirt over there, but Joe can agree with me. So yeah, it's basically me. I'm not much of like a long story, man. I'm just a guy who likes to cook, become a chef. So that's me.
Like, what are some of your inspirations to become a chef?
I'm British and half Mexican too, thanks to my mom and dad. I moved to Mexico to try to master Mexican cuisine, so when I can go back to UK, I can choose my own pre-Michelin stars restaurant. So that's basically it.
Really? So, why don't you tell about the Brony cookbook, which I guess you could say is probably something that really got you out there in the fandom.
Well, Brony cookbook was a 10-month experience where I started to watch since season 1 to season 3, and apparently some chapters of season 4. So, when I started doing that, I kind of like grabbed a pencil and say, okay, you know, Pinkie Pie is cotton candy, okay, Applejack is apples, real chocolate, family, lots and lots of food, and obviously Jack Daniels. Rarity is kind of like a perfectionist, so found out she's a drama queen, so I started like, you know, roses and all this sweet stuff, super hyperman, but not so hyperman, because I wanted to be easy. So I started developing some recipes, Rich Pony. As easy as the kid over there, is in the Fluttershy cosplay, could cook with his dad, exactly. So simple as that. Because you don't have to go and buy, you know, buffalo steak to cook some of those things. You know, it's super, super easy and actually quite cheap to cook some of the recipes. So after that, I kind of had like an elemental and awesome cookbook, but you know, I wanted to do more. So I asked PGNU, who was yesterday at the panel, that, hey, you know, I'm doing this. Said, hey, you know, price was promising. What can I do for you? So I asked PGNU to donate some recipes, and he donated actually 3. Then Michelle Creever donated 1, and then we have like the VA section part. It was like a lovely piece because it kind of complemented everything. So, sorry. After that, I started asking different fandom people, you know, Manliest, Brony, also known as Screwball, Chef Joe over here, Rusty Cat, Random Pony, Black Griffin, Codwin, and a bunch of bronies that are independent. You know, I actually don't know why they call them a horse famous, but a bunch of horse famous. And then, Monique Creever kind of like popped out and said, hey, you know, can I write a prologue? And I said, yeah, sure, please do it. So, she wrote the prologue of the cookbook, so we kind of have like a big thing over here. But you know, it's quite unique, the cookbook. Oh, the random guy. So, it's quite unique, the cookbook. So, after that, we kind of like made something like, you know, let's make this cookbook kind of interactive. So I put like 10 blank pages. So each brony who buys it actually can create their own cookbook, because after reading all the cookbook and analyzing each pony in a simple way, psychology, so they can actually develop their own cookbook recipes, inspired recipes. So that's one. And then you can make food like the secret recipe, so I can make food like Gothelpop tacos, because you know she loves tacos. I can cook like best mac and cheese, because apparently there was actually a commission that was responsible. Peter's new daughter asking for that. And, you know, Spike's dragon salad recipe, Jen, Spike's also sapphire muffin. What's pumpkin? Oh, like, you know, I wrote like 100 recipes, all 100 slot. So that's basically the brand cookbook.
Yeah. And just and where can everyone get the cookbook?
And Etsy, actually.
What was that?
Etsy.
Etsy?
Yes, Etsy. www.etsy.com/BronyCook.
That or just find the Brony Chef on Twitter and you can easily find it somewhere there, I guess. And there's actually going to be a second one, is that right? The second one's in the works.
Yes, actually the second one kind of includes like alcohol, so we're going to have like a bunch of cocktails over there, and that man over there does smile like, yes. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Go to the restaurant.
Yeah, I see that. Drink cider or...
Yes, they have like cider. And now we're going to approach the background pony, so we're going to have Octavia, Lyra, the Doctor Who, and all those bunch of things. That's good. And it's totally different. Also, it's going to include the Royal Princess recipe, so it's going to be lovely.
Yeah.
Also, water bath and sour bacon.
Yeah, so look forward to that. The Brony Cookbook is coming soon. I'm Brony Chef here, and I'm probably going to contribute a few things here and there too, and maybe some more from the fandom and people who work for the show.
Actually, if you want to donate recipes, just send me a tweet and I will give you my email so that you can send me the recipes. I'm going to try them, and then after that, I'm going to make like a little few arrangements, and then I'm going to put them in the cookbook. Every recipe is awesome. Just send it.
Yeah. All right then. Yes. All right then. So I don't really have anything on top of my head right now, so I guess I'll open up the Q&A. All right. Does anyone have a question for myself or the Brony Chef? Anyone? Yeah, you in the black.
As a pastry chef, have you made cakes in the shape of the characters?
Have I made cakes in shape of the characters? Oh, hey. We might actually have a better connection here. Hang on a second.
You might lose the microphone doing that. No, plugging in Anybody tap dance?
Someone dance. Let's see here. If I can get my phone on my case here. There we go. Oh, hang on. There we go. Okay, sing the alphabet or something. What? We want to do a sound check.
Oh, yes. It works?
Yep, there we go.
Hey, yes.
And now I can rest my wrist.
Now I see the ceiling. Lovely ceiling.
Yeah. Yeah. I have tendonitis, what can I say? All right then. So, back to the question. Have I ever made cakes ever in the shape of the characters? Not exactly in the shape of them, but I have done I've done this freelance chocolate sculpture made out of chocolate and Rice Krispie treats in the shape of a horse, and someone said, "Hey, it looks like Twilight because it has like a fire mane from that one episode." And I'm like, "Twilight?" And this was before I knew anything about the fandom and everything. Let's see. Any other questions? Yes, you in the Luna shirt.
for the Brony chef, what's your favorite recipe in the Brony cookbook?
Did you hear
Yeah,
that?
I did. I must say that Marine Madness, the also known as the recipe.
That's right, the is in the cookbook.
Awesome.
Yes. And surprisingly, I didn't contribute to that. All right, you in the Applejack shirt.
What got you into the fandom?
What got me into the fandom? That's actually a bit of a story right there. All right, I would say it was around 2011. It was around, I think it was around exactly about a couple days before the season 2 premiere, so lucky me right there. I was kind of down, depressed, and one of the things that cheered me up was that guy with the glasses.com. And has anyone ever heard of the website right there? Yeah, we got a few people. And one of my favorite guys on there was CR, and he talked about My Little Pony here and there, and I was like, My Little Pony? What's that? It's like, and I've been hearing a lot of stuff here and there, and I was like, I got nothing else to do today. Let's see what's on YouTube. Click, found the episode, and I was like, huh. I was like, oh, she sounds familiar, and Lauren Faust? All right, I don't mind her stuff. And I was watching the first 2 episodes, and I was like, oh, not bad. And it's like, nothing else to do. And I watched the whole season in one whole day. And yes, and I was searching up, oh, this is really good. What's the next season? And I was like, tomorrow? Awesome! Yep, that's how I got into fandom. Any other questions? It doesn't have to relate to anything about cooking. It could be pretty much anything. Let's make kind of like Anime James panel, I guess. You in the derby shirt.
Alright. For the Brony chef, what about you? What got you into the fandom?
Did you get that?
Oh, I'm sorry.
What got you into the fandom?
This guy actually wants to make me cry. It's okay. Well, once I had a niece, she was called Regina, so she actually made me watch the series we had. So she got like, Uncle, come here. And I was like, come on, I'm busy. No, watch it. Okay. So I kind of like be on my mobile, and yes, Twitter, lol, okay, XD, YOLO, whatever. Then, she was diagnosed with leukemia, so by watching the show, our bonding become more and more stronger. So then I ran onto my computer one night, and I saw episode 1, then episode 2, and I was like, in the moment that they were getting the super magical powers, elements of harmony, power, and I was like, oh my god, is this really happening? Then I just paused and, am I really getting excited with this? Yeah, and I was like, okay, works for me. So watch episode 3, and then it began 5 a.m. next day, and I was like, oh god, episode 16. You Lord, what have I become? So basically that happened. So then we had like a moment of time talking with my niece, who, hey, I really like Twilight in this episode, la 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 la. Then my niece, she lost the battle against leukemia last year. So I kind of like stopped watching the show for a month. Then I remember all these good memories we had, so I started rewatching the series again and again and again. So that's what basically got me into the fandom in August 2012.
Yeah, I think I remember that you were talking about that on Stay Brony, my friends.
Yes.
Yep, go watch that episode, folks, if you haven't seen it. Any other questions? You in black shirt again.
What was the hardest thing you've had to make as a chef for My Little Pony items? Like the hardest struggle you had on making a certain dish?
What was like the hardest dish? All right, I'm gonna let the Brony chef take the first one right there, and I'll probably think about what I've done.
What?
What was the hardest dish that you ever done?
probably Pinkie Pie cotton candy ice cream. Because I kind of hate the cotton candy artificial flavor, so I kind of like started making a few experiments in the hotel in the UK. So I started like, you know, what's exactly a cotton candy? So I started to become more like a scientist exactly for that recipe. So I got the idea and kind of like changed a few things. So I got the flavor of the cotton candy without using an ounce of cotton candy. So probably that was one of the most difficult recipes. And now I'm encountered with one that it's this called. I'm going to make chocolate cotton candy. And it's kind of difficult.
As for me, I have to say the hardest dish I've done is probably my first attempt of making truffles. Truffles, yes, chocolate truffles. I was really new to chocolatiering, which actually is my specialty now. I'm an expert chocolatier. And it was my first attempt doing it, and I was like, what's going on? Why is it not coming out of the mold? I was literally trying to bang them out, and I nearly cracked the dang mold, and thankfully I didn't have to pay for it. And it was just a little bit of just learning some of the arts of chocolatiering. And pretty much being a pastry chef too. I mean, if you're one thing about I always kind of joke about. What's the difference between a pastry chef and a regular chef? Pastry chefs, we have patience. We're patient. We don't mind waiting.
No, you don't.
And what was that?
No, you don't. I'm sorry, I can disagree with that. Well, especially in my case at the hotel, the pastry chef doesn't have an ounce of patience. Dude, chill out, it's gonna come out. Oh yeah, because I told you that. Calm down. I suppose that's the special case, but yeah, they normally have more patience than I.
Right. Okay. Any other questions? Yes, you in the Luna shirt again.
Alright, so for the Brony chef, what is your favorite method of cooking? Like grilling or broiling?
What's your favorite method of cooking?
Grilling. So much. Oh yes.
And I guess you may want to know what for me, you don't care about me?
Yes.
Oh, fine, I'm getting out of here.
Hey, don't leave.
Right, I don't want to leave my phone. Okay. Yeah, not a question for me. So, any other questions?
Oh, well, what do you like?
Oh, you actually do want to know. Oh, really? For me, surprisingly, it's not bacon. I actually do like grilling myself too, especially during the summer. And if I ever have a chance to use a smoker, I definitely would do real barbecue, because in my view, true barbecue is low, slow with smoke. So whenever you see like barbecue restaurants, they say we're barbecue, but it's pretty much just grill or something like that. I mean, yeah, it's kind of a method of barbecue, but in barbecue's purest form, it's low, slow with smoke. And also another thing, if you ever see a barbecue dish that is smothered with barbecue sauce, that's actually kind of a sign that it might be bad barbecue. Trust me on that. I learned that quote from Alton Brown. What were you saying?
What?
I saw your head moving there. You were like, oh. Any other questions? Yes, you and the buttons.
Favorite food?
Favorite food? Dark chocolate. That's my favorite food. Hands down, dark chocolate. What about you?
My favorite food, probably. Well, recently I got Kobe meat, and it's awesome. So I would go with Kobe meat.
What was that? I don't think anyone heard that.
Kobe meat.
Oh, Kobe beef?
Yes. Kobe beef.
Arguably the best beef out there.
Thank you, Japan.
Yeah. Any other questions? Applejack shirt again. Two, all right.
Favorite pony?
Favorite pony? What's your favorite pony?
Let me get you a hand of it. A second. I have that.
I don't think anyone can be able to see that on the...
Derpy, sirs. Derpy's best pony.
Derpy!
Woo!
Mine honestly is Soren. Mainly because, not just because of his love of pie, and I do love my pie, but honestly, his personality is honestly close to mine a little bit. We're kind of laid back, kind of like a surfer a little bit, despite I've never been to California or anything. But yeah. Let's see, and your second question?
Favorite pony-inspired dish?
Favorite pony-inspired dish? Well, I haven't really brought that out there yet because my cooking show is not out yet, but I guess you could say this one is from the cookbook, is the best blueberry muffins. Yes, I learned my craft from one of only 16 master pastry chefs in all the country of the United States, so I learned from the best. And hang on, I got a text on my phone, just gotta get rid of that. And what's your favorite pony-inspired dish, Brony Chef?
I would say probably apple family barbecue sauce.
Ooh.
It's been a really, really long recipe, but it's so good.
Yeah. Your patience will be rewarded.
Yes, after 12 hours, it will be rewarded.
12 hours. That's how long some barbecue could take. All right. Any other questions? Don't be shy. Lunar shirt again.
So, question for both of you. What's your favorite marinade that you've ever done?
My favorite marinade? My favorite marinade was this Chipotle marinade I did for a Baja style shrimp. And yeah, I just marinated with a little bit of oil, Chipotle chili paste, and some other spices and stuff. And I put those babies on the grill, and I gave it a nice char, not for too long, and it was delicious. Highly recommend it. And what's your favorite marinade?
Well, I kind of have two. Actually, the program super and my friends Codman kind of like challenged me to up the heated challenge. So I kind of like developed two of my favorite marinades. One is a mango and mezcal marinade. It's awesome. And the other one is coffee and a dark beer. I kind of use like a Guinness drought. So I kind of let the meat be there for about 2 hours and it tenders, gets all the flavors of the coffee, also the chocolate tones of the beer. It gives a lovely caramelized aspect when you just grill them. And it's one of my favorites, those two. But if you make me choose, I would probably go with the coffee and dark beer marinade.
All right. Any more questions? Come on, don't make me go on the crowd and try to force you to answer a question. Yes, you.
Have either of you had a chance to professionally present any of those dishes that you've done for any culture, basically?
Have I ever presented any of those dishes like out there to the community?
Kind of like professionally to clients that you're working for or anything like that?
Professionally, I have not yet, MLP-wise, but I have done some freelancing here and there, and I even did one thing for Michael Simon once. Has anyone ever watched Iron Chef or anything? Yep.
I
Two guys. Yeah, I did one thing for an event that Michael Simon was doing, and they needed a pastry chef, and someone knew me, and I did some baked goods for that. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to get to talk to Michael, but I heard he's a really nice guy. And one thing is that he laughs really loud. Like, he'd probably be in the other room, and you could hear him going. Yeah. So, and what about you?
have I used some MLP recipes professionally? That was a question.
Yes.
Yes. Hundreds of times. Especially in Mother's Day, I kind of use chimichangas recipe, and it was awesome. Actually, it was the most sold dish of the day. Also, kind of like use for cutting the meringue, mustard pan, Ray Madness, and for a few kind of like big pairings, kind of use for a 3-year-old guy or a 3-year-old kid. It's just the apple family barbecue recipe. So yes, it's it's kind of awesome because there's special times in the restaurant at the hotel where they say, we can eat something different. So say, different. So I just pick out my cookbook and I have like 100 recipes over here. So just tell me one. I'm totally cool with it. So yes.
Yeah. Actually, I think, how many people are going to be going to BronyCon? Oh, we got actually quite a few people. And, well, one's a maybe right there. And, Brony, you're going to be at BronyCon, right?
Yes, I have to be in BronyCon because apparently my presence is needed with Sepsi, with Renhog, and with Spike Fireman, so I have to be there.
Yep. I'm going to be there too, Chef Cairo's going to be there, and is Dustin K going to be there too?
Yes.
So we're going to have probably all the people who work professionally as a cook one together, and who knows, maybe we'll actually cook something, maybe? Yeah. Same thing for the Grand Boney Gala in Tampa. Me and Brony Chef are going to be there. Cairo, I'm not sure.
You have to go to the Grand Boney Gala, how do you say, advertisement time.
Yes.
Because it's going to be like cocktail My Little Pony inspired panels where you can actually drink all the cocktails, so you have to go.
Nice. Yeah. And who knows, maybe me and Brony Chef might do a chop challenge, maybe? I don't know, maybe.
Do I have a challenge, Joe?
What was that?
Are you challenging me?
Maybe.
Maybe? Why not? Bring it.
Well, if they could set up the equipment, bring it on. Okay, I saw a question with the guy in the derby shirt.
So, what do you think are absolute kitchen essentials? If you have a small kitchen and a lot of space, what are the things that you absolutely positively need?
Okay, his question was, what are the absolute needs in the kitchen? A good sharp knife. I highly recommend going to somewhere where culinary students would go to, where they get their knives, because some of the knives you'll find at Kohl's or Walmart or something like that, those are cheap and those things will rust and those things are not good. And I always say a sharp knife is a safe knife because I've seen some people cut their fingers off because they had a really dull knife and are trying to peel an apple, or they're just trying to chop something and they would take a nail, and I've done that a few times myself, and I actually do have a nasty scar on my forearm right here from a cut because of a dull knife. So yeah, I say a sharp knife, and I would say lots of butter and olive oil. What would you say is your absolute need in the kitchen?
I actually need in the kitchen is, one, I do say a really sharp knife. You can really buy a ceramic knife. It's kind of like the best knife in the world. Mm-hmm. But I would say tons and tons of imagination.
That's a good one, tons of imagination, because you don't want food to be bland and boring. You want to not only excite your taste buds, you want to excite your eyes, your nose, and maybe even your ears when you take a bite of that food. Right there. Yeah. Food porn. So, alright. Any other questions? Yes, you can agree.
Favorite seafood dish?
Favorite seafood dish? Hands down, seafood gumbo. Seafood gumbo. I love seafood gumbo. What's your favorite seafood dish?
I would probably go with sashimi.
Sashimi?
Yeah.
Zip tight. Yeah. No, it's raw fish and you'll find in sushi bars. Best quality fish.
Yep.
Yep. Any other questions? A little Fluttershy. Yeah, you.
What's your question?
Hang on, I can't hear you. Hey, what was that? Chicken nuggets? That's not a question.
Well, I agree with her. We all should have chicken nuggets.
Yes. Chicken nuggets for all who want to go to BronyCon.
Yes.
And not how McDonald's does it. We're actually going to do how a good chicken nugget. Yeah. No pink slime. And I actually knew that when I was working there once. People thought I was crazy. All right, you in the black.
What's your go-to dish when you need to make something really quickly?
What's my go-to dish when I need to make something real quickly? I would have to say a cheese omelet, because omelets are quick. All you need is just a really hot pan, 2-3 eggs, a little cheese, salt and pepper, that's it. It literally takes probably 2 minutes to make an omelet. What about you? Your go-to quick dish?
My go-to quick dish. Probably, I would go with, what's the name? Oh yes, the quiche Lorraine. Simple as that. 15 minutes.
Oh, what was that? I couldn't hear you.
Quiche Lorraine.
Fish loin.
Wait.
Alright, any other questions?
It's like a big omelette. A
What?
French omelette with tons of bacon, tons of smoked ham. You know.
Nice. Alright, you in the trench coat.
What would you say is the best dish you've made when you have none of the right ingredients available, or only like one of them?
What was that?
When you have to improvise pretty much everything.
Improvise? What was the best dish that I did improvise? Is that the question?
Yeah.
Alright, best improvised dish? I would say it was a white chocolate buttercream I did for actually an ex-girlfriend of mine, unfortunately. But it's actually, yeah, I was trying to make a buttercream and I knew she wanted chocolate and I was searching, I was like, oh, ran out of chocolates. And I used Swiss chocolate, arguably probably the best chocolate you could get, well, according to my master's opinion, but I'm pretty sure Brony Chef would say the best chocolate is from Mexico.
Basically, yes. Mexican chocolate comes from Mexico, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's good. And chocolate, Mexican chocolate is still good. But yeah, and all I had was white chocolate, and I was like, I'm gonna have to adjust the recipe a bit because white chocolate is like, it's sweeter than like dark chocolate or milk chocolate, and I was adjusting the recipe and I was taking a chance out of it, and she absolutely loved it, and it kind of makes me wonder why she's my ex now. I still question it to this day. But at least she doesn't know how to make it. All in my head. What about you? What was your best improvised dish?
Well, I remember once I had like a French reunion and I had like a bunch of chicken wings and a big bag of Doritos. So I kind of like breaded all of them and deep fried them, and they were so awesome. So yeah, probably that.
Nice. All right.
And that's how final scratch recipe came to.
All right. You.
Going back to the cookbook, the Brony cookbook, is it pretty much a family-friendly thing, or is it just special occasion type dishes, or is it, is there a lot of advanced preparation? Is it something the kids can help with, that kind of thing, or is it pretty much all special occasion?
All right. The question was like, is the Brony cookbook like a book that is professional, or you could like pretty much bring the kids and you can pretty much cook together?
It's bring the kids, bring the whole family together to make good food, cheap food, and high gourmet food. So it's like bring together everything. Everybody can cook every pony. since I believe kids from 5 years can actually cook it. So it's totally okay with it, only with parental supervision.
So pretty much anyone could make anything in the cookbook.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for beginners. I also teach, in case no one gets it. Any other questions? Don't make me come out there and
Excuse me guys, we don't bite.
Out of, let's say, boredom or any other reason, have you ever had a situation where you had wildly disparate ingredients that first don't look like they're going to go well together, but after you put it together, it ends up tasting actually really good?
All right. For me, I guess it was probably my first experience with sweet and salty, and it was pretty much making for the first time ever candy bacon. So I'm really surprised that about the combination of using like a protein as a sweet element. And granted, in my view, I think bacon's a little overrated, but I'm not saying bacon's bad. I like bacon, but I definitely think there's other ingredients out there that are better. Like has anyone ever tried capers before? Actually a couple people, yeah. You'd be surprised how good they are whenever you put them on like a stuffed squid or something like that. What about you?
I think that it was kind of like an accident, because I was cooking with a friend of mine, and I said, use that oil and put it into the muffin mix. So he kind of like mixed the, the bacon lard, which was kind of liquid, so he kind of put it into the muffin mix, and I was like, what have you done? He said, well, let's try it. And we kind of like chopped some super crisp bacon. So we put some apples, and then we made the apple bacon muffin recipe. So it was lovely. So it's so good, that recipe, I must say.
The Brony Chef also does videos on his YouTube channel.
Oh, yes.
So you can always see what he's doing. Quick plug-in. What's your YouTube channel name?
You can just type the Brony Chef.
There we go. Yep. All right. Any other questions? And hey, don't leave. What are you doing?
Alright, did you write down the recipe for those apple bacon muffins?
Apple bacon muffins? Yeah. Oh, he's raising his hand on the phone. You can't see it, folks, but he's raising his hand.
Me. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Oh, he does, but you have it on you right now that you actually give it to him.
Oh, in the moment. If he could give you his.
Just tweet him, and he'll give it to you.
I will send you the recipe ASAP. No worries.
All right. Any other questions? Doesn't have to be cooking. It could be pretty much anything random, like how Animated James had his panel. Come on.
Okay, so along the same line, so did you ever, you guys are professionals, so maybe this never happened to you. It happened to me. So you think, well, I don't have what I need, so I'm gonna make a substitution, and it turned out so bad that you're just like, oh my God, that was awful, and what was that, if that ever happened? And I'll never do it.
Improvised recipes out. Actually, that happens quite a lot to a lot of chefs. I mean, in a way, you shouldn't be afraid to go outside the box to experiment with other recipes. Like some ingredients I use, you can't really find in grocery stores. Like I use a lot of pastry flour, which is something you don't really see at Kroger's or anything. I mean, and some recipes, I do a lot of obviously baked goods, and it calls for pastry flour, which has a certain kind of amount of protein and everything. And since you can find it at Kroger's, then I was like, I'll see if I can try to mix some flours here and there. I mean, I tried mixing cake flour and all-purpose flour just to balance it out, and I tried to make it with, if I remember, I think it was with think it was muffins or pancake. I can't remember what it was, and I didn't have the right percentage, and I was like, why is this batter so dry? And other than that, I think another one was my first attempt of making pizza dough. Like, this was before I actually went to culinary school and actually learned how to use yeast properly. And like, I literally had a Frisbee after I baked that sucker. I took a big bite and I took my a canine right here. You could come up and actually see my chipped tooth if you actually want to. I chipped the tooth on a very bad pizza. What about you?
Probably when I was a 9-year-old boy, I made this, in my position, lovely mooncakes. But then it all went wrong. All went really, really wrong. Because I kind of gave it to all my family and all my family. Good. Yay! But when I turned into the kitchen to bring more, they were like, oh God, no, this thing wrong. Or I was like, they really taste so hard. So I grabbed a bite, and I was like, okay, you know what? This is a bunch of rubbish, so let's put down and buy a pizza. So, yes.
All right.
National disaster, must say.
Yeah. It was worse than the tsunami in the Philippines.
Oh,
Maybe people had cramps on the can.
Oh yes.
Oh, the plumber's a horse. Yes. And my dad's a pipe fitter. He's seen the stuff that I've done. All right. Any other questions? Yes, with the cane.
What is your worst experience with a restaurant?
What was my worst experience at a restaurant? Probably my entire work experience when I was a fry cook at McDonald's. I have so many crazy stories when I was a cook there. I mean, I had people from literally they puked on the floor after eating and they went to say, can I have another? I accidentally puked it. And I was like, you know, maybe you should go to a different restaurant if you can hold that food down, maybe? I mean, I didn't cook it at all, but just a suggestion, maybe? And let's see, yeah, pretty much my work experience there, and let's just say a lot of the workers like to pull pranks on each other from locking people in the freezer, and for me, they added the mac sauce into a cup of water I had, and it was a really hot day, and I was really thirsty, and I literally chucked it down, and I was like, what the heck was that? And all the burgers was covered in it, and came out my paycheck.
Oh.
Yeah. What about you? What was your worst restaurant experience?
Well, my worst restaurant experience probably would be when I worked with the Caribbean chef. So he actually led me to do this coconut crab recipe. So it needs like a little more salt. So I just did the exact amount of salt. But then everything changed when the chef came and tasted like, this actually smells pretty good, looks good. Just grabs a little bit and I was like, okay, this is super salty. So I kind of bring 150 pounds of crab.
Oh, and that stuff's not cheap.
Obviously, it came on my paycheck.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. It kind of pays if you go to culinary school a little bit. That there is safe to make mistakes because you're here to learn. All right, any other questions? And hey, what are you two leaving for? Anyone got chili pepper to warm them up? No? All right. I think I saw the guy with the cane had Again.
I just,
No? Nothing?
Sorry.
Oh.
Well, I could come up with something, but.
Oh, you and Yellow.
What is the best kitchen prank you pulled on somebody?
Kitchen prank. For me, I sadly can't believe I did this. I actually switched salt with sour salt once. And for those of you that don't know what sour salt is, it's basically it's like salt, but basically it has a bit of a sour flavor. It's common in candy making or even like enhancing fruit flavor. Like you could probably put it in like a pie filling recipe, and you could really elevate like cherry pie and everything. But I switched that with salt once, and thankfully they never found out. They put it on like French fries, and they're like, oh, why are these fries so sour? And the burgers and the steak, and I'm like, ooh, what have I done? I hope my masters are not watching on the stream right now. Hi, Chef Doctor. And what about you? What was your best kitchen prank?
I was culinary school, so I kind of like switched sugar to salt. So everything went totally wrong, and I was sitting there like...
Switch sugar with salt. Oh. What were you thinking?
I don't know, I was really cross with my classmates.
All right, any other questions? Come on, I encourage them. Give me anything. You can ask what color my underwear is or something.
How do you guys feel about the big trend in microastronomy right now?
Microastronomy?
Yeah.
To me, it's not really a cooking style. It's more science. I mean, yeah, you could enhance like the shape of like some dishes. Like, I occasionally do like spherification for like desserts or a smoothie. But to me, I mean, it's basically. I think they're more for like to catch people's eyes or for competitions. I don't normally use it because it's kind of complicated sometimes. What's your view on like your gastronomy?
Give me a second, please. I have a phone call.
Wait, I can't hear you there.
Give me a second, I have a phone call.
He has a phone call.
Oh, he has a phone call.
He's too popular for us.
Oh, yeah. Gordon Ramsay just called the Brony chef right now, and he's about to yell at him. All right, I think you have another question?
Do you consider cooking closer to a science or an art?
Both. It can be both. I mean, you can make your dishes look like a masterpiece. Like, I'm not sure if anyone has ever seen Masaharu Morimoto's or Nobu's sushi work. Some of them make them look like stained glass windows. It's quite amazing. But on the baking side, like pastry side, that's definitely more science. Savory stuff, not so much science, but there is still some. But baking field has more science. You definitely have to be a little bit of a scientist to be a pastry chef or baker. And I only have 18% of my battery left.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's all right.
So 18% of your battery. Ooh.
Yeah, but actually, I think I got my charger. I could probably plug it in. And anyone has a question? Yes.
I was gonna say I have a charger.
Oh, I got a charger myself. It's okay. But thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Yes.
What was the moment when you realized that you wanted to be a chef?
Oh, that's a good one. I'm gonna let Brony Chef ask that one while I get my charger. What was the moment that you wanted to be a chef?
Probably when I was an 8-year-old kid, when my mom and a Chinese friend opened a restaurant, and I saw her cook all these awesome things. I said, I want to do that. Yes, I want to become a chef. So I thought excuse me, Miss Lee, how do you do this? And how do you do that? And she started teaching me the basics. So that's basically when I decided to become a chef. So then it was kind of weird because my dad is a nuclear physicist, and he kind of like wanted me or doctor, lawyer, or a nuclear physicist. So I kind of like, hey dad, you know what, I want to be a chef. But the first thing he said to me was simple. Are you mad? That's for girls. And I was, come on, you know, it's awesome. You can make awesome things with simple things. So then my mom had the talk with my dad, so he kind of said, okay, you know what, it's okay, it's your life, screw your life, and so it's going to be okay with him. So, you know, when I was a little kid, it was amazing because I saw tons of things, people crying when they're eating because they remember the food of a mom, all of those sorts of things. So then I realized that I really wanted to do that, to make people remember such good things in their life. So yes.
Well, I just checked my bag and I don't have that charger, so I actually am going to need that charger. So give a round of hands for the... We're going to save the show. Yes! 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 Apparently no one's a wrestling fan here. Yeah, that'd be perfect. Now, as for me, it's another story, actually. Let's see, it was around when I was working at Walt Disney World, and I actually intended on being a character, but since I had a bit of experience as a fry cook at McDonald's and a waiter here and there, they put me in the quick food service department. And I was working probably at All-Star Sports at Walt Disney World, and has anyone ever been there? No one has ever been to Walt Disney World?
Like in general. Okay.
Oh.
I thought you
Okay.
meant like that exact place.
Well, some of you may have an idea. Was like it's arguably probably the second most popular hotel because it's one of the cheapest ones, and we get like athletes from around the world there, and we'd probably be serving like thousands of guests there a day, and pretty much you know, I was doing my thing, and you know, it was around. I would probably have to say, like, around my senior year of high school, I mean, I took cooking just as an elective because I was like, well, I could probably get an easy A and I can eat it. And my teacher, who is a huge inspiration to what I'm doing right now, she introduced Good Eats to me. And how many here has ever watched Good Eats? Yeah, quite a lot. I'm happy with that. And Alton Brown, he really... In a way, he's pretty much a little bit of inspiration to actually take cooking seriously. Not professionally yet, actually, but I actually kind of decided to dive into more stuff into cooking because when I was in high school, I was like making like grilled cheese sandwiches, burgers, and probably just beep, boop, 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 put it in the microwave, and that's it. And fast forward a little bit to when I was working at Walt Disney World. I mean, it was around. I was watching Next Iron Chef season 3. Which I think is the best season out there. And one chef out there named Marco Canora, he was the guy that pretty much gave me the final inspiration to actually go into culinary school and become a chef. I even grew out a ponytail as a tribute to him while I was in school. I had long hair and I looked like as if I was Axl Rose. And my master chef, he absolutely hated it. Some of my parents, they actually hated that I had. They were like, what's with the mullet? And I was like, it's not a mullet. Yeah, and, but pastry-wise, mainly because I'm pretty much call myself an artist. I have like 16 plus years as an artist from sculpting, drawing, pretty much I'm an artist in general, even from filmmaking. I kind of view the pastry world kind of more artistic. Like I've done stuff like, I've done chocolate sculptures and I wish I could show a picture on the screen, but I can't. But after the show, or maybe during the show, you come up and I can show you some pictures of what I've done, from cakes to chocolate sculptures and everything. I really credit Alton Brown, my high school cooking teacher, Miss Reynolds, and Marco Canora to pretty much what I've done to this day. Any other questions? Let's see. You.
have you used poison joke in a recipe? And if not, what do you substitute?
No, I have never used poison joke in a recipe before. In fact, I don't even know if I could get access to it. But as a recipe, I have not thought of something. But hey, damn, now you're making me think to come up with a good dish right there. What about you? Have you ever used poison joke as like an inspiration or as an ingredient?
I have a recipe, its own development for poison joke. So it's kind of like, it's a bonbon filled with taco sand. So you think you're eating something sweet, but it tends to be something salty. So it's still in development, trying to fix up a little things, but it's going to be cool. And the chocolate is actually blue.
Wow. That or I guess I could say our kitchen pranks were the poison joke too. All right. Any other questions? Yeah, you can drip your shirt.
We've gotten in arguments about this before. To clean or not to clean a iron skillet? I say never clean.
To clean or not to clean an iron skillet? Well, I don't want to risk a foodborne illness or cross-contamination, so I would recommend cleaning it. Especially like, let's say if you cook chicken on one skillet and then you switch to beef, that's a no-no. You should never don't cross the streams. Yeah, you don't want to cross other proteins like on the same like cutting board or cooking vessel, because you can easily probably cause a foodborne illness. And you don't want to do that. You don't want people to get sick from your food, and you'll probably never go to your restaurant or bakery again after that. What about your philosophy? To clean or not to clean a skillet?
Iron skillet. Yes, right?
You insist on cleaning?
What?
What?
Well, traditional chefs would say not to clean it. But when you kind of work professionally, you kind of have to clean it because the same reasons. You really don't want to make people sick. You really want them to come back to your restaurant to eat like tons of food. So, but there's tons of techniques of cleaning it and putting back the amount of blood, new amount of blood, and it won't be like a cross-contamination. So I would say clean it.
Yeah. So keep it at home, I guess.
Yeah, keep it safe.
Yep. Go by your own risk there. All right, any other questions? You in yellow.
All right. After a long day in the kitchen, your 12, 14-hour days, what do you come home and eat?
A sandwich.
Kind of sandwich, like?
A leftover sandwich.
Okay.
I probably,
Perfect.
or even a pizza sandwich. I probably may have like a pizza in the fridge, and I'll just like put like more cheese, maybe some bacon or whatever I can find, and I could just make a pizza sandwich out of it, and I'll just eat it and just go to sleep. What about you?
You're actually gonna laugh at me. I just eat biscuits and drink a cup of tea and go to sleep because I work about 20 hours per day, so I really don't want to spend more time cooking. The only thing I want to do is sleep. So yeah, so I make my tea in the restaurant and I'm just going drinking on the van and eating the biscuits. So when I arrive home, don't think hello, good night, bye bye.
Yeah, especially if you're a baker or a pastry chef. Sometimes you have to wake up like at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning just to get to the shop to start some of your prep or just to get some baked goods out.
Yeah.
So yeah. All
You
right. Any
really
other
would be
questions?
surprised. In my flat in the UK, I didn't even have a fridge.
All right. I saw your hand up.
What is your comfort food?
What was my comfort food? Comfort food. I'm gonna have to think about that. But you got a comfort food?
Probably burgers.
What was that?
Burgers.
Burgers?
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I'm gonna have to say pulled pork. I really like good pulled pork, especially if you smoke it with apple wood chips. So, hey, Applejack inspired dish right there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, pretty much anything barbecue with apple wood chips, or maybe even make a Jack Daniel's sauce out of it. Have a little
Another Applejack recipe.
or Applejack and Jack Daniel barbecue sauce. I gotta write that down. All right. Any other questions? I think I saw you pointing at your. Was it your daughter? Or no?
For her? Oh, no, she just likes the food.
Oh, all right. Yeah, barbecue's good. Yes.
Have you ever had to deal with essentially customers having an extremely unreasonable perception of the amount of time it takes to make your dishes and stuff?
A lot. When I was a line cook for the melting pot, there was so many people who would think, how long does it take to melt chocolate and just pour it on a plate? And actually, that's a little kind of funny story about the melting pot. There's no cooking whatsoever at the melting pot. You just like I said, you just pour chocolate. But I mean, you're probably serving like hundreds of people who are coming in, and they're probably ordering the same thing. And I remember there was one night I was like literally the only line cook there. I was literally cutting the meat, making the salads, and pouring chocolate all in one night. We were serving 200 people, and I was cutting tuna, chicken, and making salads and pouring chocolate, and it was hectic, and I didn't get any overtime, and that's one of the main reasons I quit that job, because they were really unprofessional like that. So, and we even had one person who tried to come into the kitchen, and actually they were like, what's taking so long? And we literally had to call the cops on that guy. Yeah, he was that guy was crazy, and yeah, crazy bachelor party. So yeah, do you have any experience with bad customers or something like that?
Yes. Every day, actually. Every day, actually, because one time a guy ordered a steak, so he wanted well done. So we sent it well done. He said, I asked for medium rare. So, okay, probably my fault. So I cook it like medium rare. Okay.
Oh,
I asked for well done. So I was, you know what? You can come into the kitchen and cook yourself your own steak. So, what kind of service is this? What kind of customer are you? Come on, you're wasting my time.
Flip-floppers they're definitely the worst.
Totally, but customers are customers, and you have to please them. If they want chimichanga filled with chocolate and rubbish, so.
Yeah. Any other questions out there? Applejack shirt again.
Is there any particular food that you can't stand anymore because either you had a bad experience one time or just had too much?
No. I can't really say that I have, well, other than probably fast food. Like, I don't really eat fast food anymore. Like, I don't eat McDonald's, Burger King, or anything, because not only that, I actually worked in the inside and know the secrets, and some people call me crazy that I was like, it's pink slime they make out of it, and people are like, you're crazy, Joe. And when CNN broke out that story, I was like, what else did they do, Joe? But yeah, pretty much, I guess just fast food, pretty much. Anything fast food or heavily artificial stuff. Yeah. What about you? Any food that you can't really stand because you like so much of it or something like that?
Probably, I must say, no offense to Peruvian food, but I really can't stand guinea pig.
Yeah, okay. And I guess just to stay on the little topic right there, I guess, some of you probably want to know what's our least favorite food or something like that too. For me, I can't stand coffee. I absolutely hate the flavor of coffee. And it actually got some applause here. I'm actually quite surprised.
Hey!
Yeah,
Coffee's the best thing in the universe. I drink 6 cups of coffee. Yeah!
I'm a green tea drinker. Thank you. Better for you. Yeah. Yeah. Give me coffee and I'll go. I do voices too, folks. I'll be here all night. All right. Any other questions? Yes.
Specifically when it comes to cakes, are you more of a, and decorating, are you more of a buttercream or a fondant person?
It kind of depends on the event. I mean, I personally prefer buttercream because it tastes better, but there are methods that you can make your own fondant, and I mean, the traditional way, it takes literally hours to make it. You literally have like a marble slab and you're like scraping it and it takes forever, but I know there's some methods where you can use marshmallows to make it and it actually does taste good, but it pretty much depends on like what you're looking for. Like if you really want a smooth surface, I mean, fondant, yeah, it helps, especially like some of those major food cake competitions like you would see on Food Network. Fondant definitely is kind of preferred in some ways. It depends on like the event and what kind of cake you're making. I mean, taste-wise, I prefer buttercream, but if I really want to make a really elegant design, fondant definitely helps. You have any cake experience?
Well, I'd probably go with fondant because, you know, fondant makes everything look more and more elegant. So it kind of looks super square, super circle. So I really love fondant. And also the marshmallow hotel has an emergency fondant because it only takes you about 3 minutes to do it.
Yep. In fact, I think I even once did Malin chocolate once as a substitute too. Really? Granted, not as.
I have the recipe. You can hand it.
Ooh. All right then. Let's see. We still got about 30 minutes left. So, any other questions? It can be anything. I don't care. Yes, be sure to get.
Sorry, but what's your opinion on like carpaccio and raw meat dishes?
I'm sorry. What's your opinion on like raw dishes?
Carpaccio.
Carpaccio? I don't mind it. I don't mind carpaccio. What about you? Carpaccio, what do you think of it? Raw dish?
I like it.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. Pretty much the only time I guess you have to worry about raw stuff is like protein. I mean, just make sure that it's like, you know, a good, reliable source. I mean, yeah. All right, any other questions? And are you guys leaving right now?
Yes, hungry.
Oh. Yeah. I'll come back.
And that happens when you enter a chef panel. Chicken hut.
Then you put it around lunchtime.
Lunchtime. Yeah. Kind of makes me wish I did have like a kitchen set up right now. I could cook some stuff right there. Right now. Maybe a BronyCon. Next year's plan. If they actually put in the budget. Hopefully. Me, Chef Carl versus Brony Chef and Dusky Head in a chop battle. Would anyone like to see that?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Ask for it.
Well, I'll try. Hopefully. Maybe you actually be a special and one of us will end up with $10,000 or something. Probably for charity. All right, any other questions? All right, you again.
Has there been any technique that you've learned over the last couple of years that just kind of changed your views on cooking?
Yeah. Like one technique I learned, and this is actually a common technique that a lot of people do when it comes to grilling. Like, I'll probably grill a burger, and one thing you should do is you only need to flip it once. You don't have to flip it constantly all the time. Just let the burger or whatever protein cook on the grill. Let the grill do its job, and you only need to flip it like once. And once you're done cooking, put it in like a warm area so it could rest a little bit, so you don't have to worry about like cutting into like a burger or steak or whatever, something that's kind of juicy, let it rest so you can pretty much have the flavors in there so they won't leak out or anything like that. That's one thing I recommend. Like, you know, some barbecues have like a upper rack. I mean, like once you're done grilling it, put the burger up there and leave it up there for like 2 minutes. I mean, it'll still be warm and good. And so you have all those flavors and juices and everything. Yeah. What about you? What's some techniques that you've learned over the years that you definitely changed your perspective of cooking?
Well, you know, these are some things you always learn things every day. Every day there's something new to learn. So I would think probably when I encountered Georgie Roker, one of the Roker brothers, probably you know him, he taught me something about making handy techniques into salt food. So probably making the a salt caramel was one of the biggest things I ever learned to do.
I love salted caramel. Yep. I live near Detroit, and there's the Saunders bud factory, and it'll make salted caramel. It's good. I can really.
No, actually melt the salt.
Oh, melt the salt.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's interesting. Yeah, never sure.
How do you go about managing your time? Say, for example, not necessarily in the kitchen, but if you're cooking for your family or with people at home, how do you manage your time without like burning them and making sure everything comes out at the same time? It's nice and warm. So I have a lot of trouble with that. So
Slow cooker. Crock pot, slow cooker. Those things are pretty helpful. I mean, like you could probably put in like a pork butt and make some slow cooker pulled pork, and it'd probably take like 12 hours to cook. So something that requires a really long cooking time, that's something I would recommend. And I even do that with breakfast. Like when I was in culinary school, I had to wake up really early in the morning, and I'm like, I want my sleep. 5 more minutes, mommy. And I would probably make a slow cooker oatmeal, which takes like 8 hours, and it's arguably very good. What about you? What's some? And I don't have a family. I mean, no kids, no wife, no girlfriend, no ring on the finger. So,
Not yet.
Not yet. And I still live with my parents, and pretty much, yeah, they occasionally ask me here and there, but they're like, "Why don't you cook for us?" And I was like, "You never ask." So, I manage my time pretty well. But yeah, what about you? How do you manage preparing meals for your family or yourself with even like long hours?
Well, you know, when I was living back in the UK with my whole family, I kind of like woke up 2 hours before I went to or culinary school and do small omelets or bending eggs or simple things that were kind of like awesome. So then at the moment where I'm living here in a friend's house, at my free days I usually bake them, best things England can give. It's let's say chocolate pudding, roast beef, and all those awesome things that my mom taught me. And also they're trying to teach me how to make Mexican recipes. So it's kind of like an interaction cook. So I basically cook in the house on my free days.
Right. Yeah. That's one. Yeah. Sometimes we chefs, whatever you cook at the restaurant, we typically bring home too. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Let's clean up when we get home. So let the janitor or the cleaning crew worry about the mess at the kitchen in the restaurant. So, any other questions? Yes.
Do you ever use Kentucky cream candy in any of your recipes?
Kentucky cream candy?
You not had it?
Oh, what was it?
Kentucky cream candy?
No, I never heard of it actually.
You haven't?
No. I'm from Metro Detroit area, and honestly, I never been to Kentucky.
It's like it's a candy that you make on a marble table.
Uh-huh.
And I guess it's just made with like the cream, sugar, vanilla. I'm not exactly sure what goes into it, but it's like a white little bar, and it's brittle.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so it's kind of like a brittle.
Yeah, it's brittle. It's a brittle candy.
Oh.
Not like sticky and tacky, but like powdery brittle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, it's.
No, I haven't really done that. I mean, closest thing to brittle that I've done is probably like pecan diamond bar sheet cookies, which is arguably probably one of the best cookies I'm known for.
Yeah, kind of like
I learned from my master, one of the masters I learned, and he's like a three gold medal chef. He's a really talented guy. I mean, that chef, he's like a black belt in karate, a veteran from the Vietnam War. He's a master gardener, master baker, master chef, a 3-time gold medalist, and he's still going to this day, and he's 65 years old, still going strong. And he looks like he's 40. I'm like, how? Yeah, but his name, I probably should plug in his name a little bit. His name is Jeffrey Gabriel. He's probably arguably one of the best chefs in the country. Forget about Bobby Flay, Morimoto, or some of those other guys you'll find in Food Network. He's probably the best chef out there. Any other questions? And hey, new people out there, do you guys got a question? I'll get back to you later, but any other questions out there, new people? What? You think I'm pretty good? Well, not really a question, but I appreciate the compliment there. And all right, I'll be back to you, Derbyshire.
What is the most bizarre or typically thought of as strange or disgusting thing that you've ever eaten that you actually thought was really good?
Durian fruit. And I'm not sure if anyone has ever heard of durian fruit. Does anyone know what durian fruit is? A few people. Okay. For those of you that, you actually had it.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Durian fruit. Okay. For those of you that don't know, durian fruit is a fruit that you will find like in Southeast Asia, and it's actually banned in some countries because it has an awful smell that resembles rotten eggs or a dead carcass. Literally smells really awful once you cut open it.
Oh, the akamamame, actually.
What?
Devil's fruit.
Oh, devil's fruit?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Also known as naniki, I do presume.
Yeah. It smells like someone died when I opened it in that room, and it's not that bad. I wouldn't recommend opening up for your party guests though, but yeah. What about you? Any food that you thought would be, what was the question again?
Like,
I forgot.
Things that are typically thought of as like gross and disgusting by our culture, like insects, for example, that you ate and thought actually was amazing and really good.
Oh. All right. You have any experience with that? Like you thought it was something that was disgusting, but it turned out actually pretty good?
Yes. Actually, here in Mexico they have like the tutti frutti fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Actually tastes like everything, but it kind of smells weird. Because you think you're smelling rotten mango and all those sort of things, you're like, this is not going to taste so good. But then you just try it. Okay, and actually it was like an explosion of flavors. You can taste the tamarindo, papaya, also mango, melon, watermelon, and all this stuff. Even bananas, some apples over this, and you're like, exactly what's this called? Because I want like a ton of these, please. So it doesn't smell so good, but it really tastes really good.
I would have guessed you were going to say grasshoppers.
No, those things are really lovely.
Yeah, believe it or not, grasshoppers are actually pretty good.
Scorpions also taste good.
Scorpion?
Yep.
Oh yeah. I've seen those at the carnival. Fail joke. Okay, the guy with the Thundercat, Rainbow Dash shirt.
Have you ever used miracle fruit in your recipes?
Miracle cream?
Miracle fruit.
Miracle fruit?
Yeah, it's the juice that makes sour things taste sweet.
Nope. Have you ever used miracle fruit? Hello?
Sorry,
Alright.
What happened?
Have you ever used miracle fruit?
No.
Yeah, I've heard of it. Alright, Okay, new guy right there in the black hat.
What's the most bizarre request you've ever got?
What's the most bizarre question I ever got?
A request for a dish.
Oh, what was the most bizarre dish that we ever got request? Bizarre dish, I'm gonna have to think about that. You got one, what was the most bizarre dish that you were requested to make?
Beer.
Beer?
Yes.
Yeah.
We had like a Russian ambassador in the hotel. So, in Russia, they really like to eat basically everything that has fat. So, he actually bought that meat to Mexico. I don't know how he got it across again to the customs, but, the manager came here, chef, we have like an customer, very, really important customer says, okay, he wants bear. And I was like, what am I supposed to get bear meat? No, don't worry. He brought it. And I was like, okay. So I really didn't know how to approach this meat. So I went into Google and how to cook bear meat. So I kind of looked and looked. So we kind of just grilled it and put like the potatoes, vodka sauce, and those sort of things. So I grabbed all of my cooks and you know what? Before the dish goes out, taste just a little bit because this is a one-of-a-lifetime opportunity. So we kind of tasted it. Yeah, it's weird. Tastes like tastes more or less like a zoo. Not actually. Tastes good, but it was really soft, really high protein, lots of fat. But it was like, it's okay. So apparently the Russian ambassador was really, really happy. So they were like, yeah, okay, I'm sorry, thanks.
As for me, I have to say probably the most unusual question for me, and this is, I'm kind of pushing the answer here a little bit. It was shark fin soup. Yes, it was. I was working as a DJ at the time, and they needed an extra cook, and I was like, yeah, all right, why not? I'll help. And this is a guy from Taiwan, and it was a Taiwanese wedding, and they were making shark fin soup. And he was like, hey, can you help me with this? And I was like, all right. And he's like, oh, chicken stock, okay, all right. And I was making chicken stock right there, and he's like, oh, what's this for? And I was like, shark fin soup. And I was like, really? Shark fin soup? And I never tried it before, and they were putting like loads of shark fin meat into a really hot bowl, and they were putting in with the chicken stock and everything, and they were making the shark fin with that broth, and the broth was delicious. But what I find kind of unusual in my view is like shark fin, it tastes like tofu. I mean, shark fin has no flavor whatsoever. It has like a tofu-like texture. It's just kind of makes me wonder why. Why get some shark? It has no flavor whatsoever in it. So yeah, that's probably the most unusual. It's like just thinking eating a shark. It's like, wow, makes us like Jaws to the sharks now.
Try eating lion.
What was that?
Try eating lion.
Lion? Oh right, I remember that story. You had lion once.
Yes, I did. It was amazing.
It was amazing?
Yes.
I probably.
Yeah.
I have my limits, to be quite honest. Well, we'll probably tell it one day. But let's see how much time we have left. We got 10 minutes, so let's keep going a little bit. I guess I'll get back to you later. Let's see. Is there anyone new people that want to ask a question? Anyone new? Yeah, you.
You said you live near the Metro Detroit area?
What was that?
You said you live near the Metro Detroit area?
Yes, I do.
Is there a restaurant you work in? Because I live over there too.
I am the executive pastry chef for Tahini's Mediterranean Bacon Grill. It's in Livonia, Michigan. So that's where I pretty much work at. It's going to be opening up in a couple weeks, so another plug-in for it. So yeah, got to see someone from Michigan here now. Woo! And two now.
Grand Rapids, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm from. It's close enough.
It's a nice area of Detroit, as everyone tells me. Yeah, I have no idea where they get
That's not even close to Detroit.
Maybe that's why it's like it's.
And believe me, I got stories about Grand Rapids, and I don't want to talk about them. All right. Any other questions? Come on, Ed. All right, you.
How often do you have to refuse a customer's request?
Never. You never do that. Unless you're not working that day. Like, if you're doing freelancing and you say, if you're a freelance chef, the only exception is like, yeah, I'm going to be out of town. Like me right now, right here. Like, I'm going to be out of town. Like, you typically don't say no. Has there ever been a time you ever said no to a customer?
No, never.
Yeah.
Never.
Never. You gotta stay professional. You again.
How do you feel about organ meat dishes or blood-based dishes?
Blood-based dishes?
Blood or organ?
Blood and organ meat dishes. The closest thing I guess I could say is liver. I actually like liver. That's pretty good. Blood dishes, I don't have any experience with blood. And one of the reasons why I actually went into the pastry field, so I don't have to deal with butchery. I could butcher seafood, but I'm not that knowledgeable when it comes to other protein. I can butcher seafood, but yeah, it's kind of weird. I have all the Friday the 13th movies and all horror movies and everything. I could handle gory movies, but I can't handle literally what's in front of me. Okay, and what about you? What about you on organ-based dishes or blood dishes?
Here in Mexico they really like to use beef stomach to make a soup. It's actually good, but it smells horrible.
Yeah, smells like a dead cow. All right, any other questions? I think I saw your hand up earlier.
Do you use herbs in any of your sweet dishes?
Yes, I do. In fact, that was actually a very trendy thing in Europe back in the early 90s, infusing herbs with sweets. In fact, I still do that today. Like, I have a lemon thyme truffle that I do, and it's really good. I definitely have to use my time wisely. Literally, yeah. Yeah, dude.
Is there an easier way to get the time off?
When I do that ganache, I put the thyme in the cream and basically let the cream absorb the flavor of the thyme. If you want to incorporate the actual herbs, unless you do it like a very, very fine chop, then yeah, you pretty much, whenever I use herbs in desserts, I do that with biscuits and some baked goods, but for like chocolate, I basically let the cream or some kind of liquid base absorb the flavor. Yeah, what about you? Have you, hang on a second. Are you still there? I think I lost contact with him. Hang on, let's see if I can get him back. Well, while I'm trying to call the Brony chef again, any other questions? And, oh wait, hello, lost you.
I have no idea what happened.
All right, have you ever incorporated herbs into desserts?
Yes, I do. I have, and actually cocktails. So yes, I can like to use basil into my desserts.
Mm-hmm.
And a few times with oregano.
All right. Yeah. You'd be surprised what you could do. In fact, I'm not gonna tell that story yet. Yes, you.
What's the most disappointing dish you ever made? Like either you messed up a recipe yourself or you followed a recipe perfectly and it was just not what you expected?
That was basically asking like, what's my worst kitchen disaster, I guess? I'd probably have to go back to that pizza that I first attempted. Ended up being like a brick. Chipped a tooth. Chipped a tooth because of it. Kitchen disaster.
My mooncakes at 8 years old, those things were horrible.
Yeah. We kind of answered that question earlier, but you weren't here earlier, so we understand that. All right, any other questions? I personally have a question. Why is Andrea Lippin not here? But, whatever. And, we got about We got about 4 minutes, so I guess we'll just pretty much ask anything. Lightning round, I guess. What question? Come on, anything. It could be anything about cooking or pretty much personalized or anything. You guys me what color my underwear is or something like that. And How long have you been working in the industry? I've been working in the cooking field for 6 years, and I've been working professionally for about 2 years.
Cake or pie?
What?
Cake or pie?
Pie.
Favorite flavor of ice cream?
Chocolate. Wait, I got it. The Brony chef answered those. What were some of yours? Favorite ice cream?
What?
Favorite ice cream flavor?
Vanilla.
All right. Cake or pie?
Pie.
All right.
Favorite pony?
Favorite pony?
Derby and Applejack.
Derby and Applejack. Mine is Soren, and since he said another one, I'll say Soren and Scootloo.
Longest time spent on a dish?
How long? What was that?
Longest time spent on a dish?
20 hours on barbecue. Longest hour on a dish.
72 hours. It's demi-glace.
Ooh, demi-glace.
Rarest ingredient?
Rarest ingredient? Did I ever work with?
Yes.
Gold flakes. Actual gold. Yeah, rarest ingredient you ever used.
Word? Weird.
What?
What?
What was the rarest ingredient you ever used?
The rarest ingredient I ever used was actually gold.
Gold?
And diamonds.
And diamonds?
Swarovski crystal too.
All right. And let's see, any other questions? You again.
Following the World Cup?
What was that?
Are you following the World Cup?
No, I'm not. Are you following the World Cup? Are you following the World Cup?
Yes, I do.
All right. Yeah.
Bird.
What?
Favorite bird?
Favorite bird? To cook or bird in general? I'm a bird owner. I have a macaw at home.
Both.
Both? I like my bird at home, and favorite bird to cook, I guess, duck. Favorite bird?
Favorite bird? Skidoo. Sorry.
Boo!
Okay, back to show. Probably Locomotive.
What was that?
Locomotive.
Oh. All right. Did anyone hear that? What was your favorite bird? I couldn't hear you.
Guacamaya or the parrot.
Oh, it's a parrot. It's like a parrot. Wait, do you cook it?
No? Well, yes.
Yes and no. All right. Okay. Another question. And
What's your favorite soup?
what? Favorite soup? Favorite soup? Tomato soup. Love tomato soup. What's your favorite soup?
Probably would be chamomile scent corn cream.
Okay. And last question. And I'm going with the new person. Anyone new that has a question? No. Okay. You and the yellow shirt. Sorry.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner, or dessert?
Breakfast. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, or dessert?
Breakfast? Probably dinner.
Dinner, all right. And that was the last question. Thank you everyone for coming to the Manliest Brony Chefs panel. And if you're all going to TrotCon, we'll definitely have a bigger panel, and the Brony Chef will actually be there this time, hopefully. And
I'm going to be there, not hopefully. I am totally going to be there.
yes, he's gonna be there, I'm gonna be there, Chef Cairo's gonna be there, and Dusky Cat will probably be there too. And who knows, we might actually cook something. And thank you everyone for coming along. You can follow us, you can follow the Brony Chef on Twitter and his YouTube page. You can follow me on my Twitter page at Joe Off the Island, or you can follow me on my YouTube channel, Chef Joe G19. I don't just do cooking, I also do other stuff. And thank you everyone. Let's have a good time at the con for the last day.
Yeah.